Welcome to this morning yoga class, which is the perfect way to start your day. We're going to be working on flexibility and mobility and working with your breath and just beginning the day in a very mindful way. So you'll need a blanket or a towel that you can roll up. So have that handy, and we'll start on our backs. First, just let your back rest on the floor. And notice if there's space underneath your low back or if it's pretty much flat to the floor. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. Lift and spread all your toes to activate your feet. And keeping the toes spread apart, lower them down. And then push down and forward into the mat with your feet. And notice how that really flattens your back. And then push down and draw your heels towards your hips. Notice how that lifts your low back. And just go back and forth, really tiny movements, working on the tilt of your pelvis. Going from an anterior tilt with space to a posterior tilt where your back is flat. Next time you're in that posterior tilt with your back flat, notice how that feels. So we want to keep the sense of the back being flat, but just push down enough so that your hips lift up a little bit. And lower down, relax, push down and forward, lift up a little bit higher, and lower down and relax. And just keep moving up so that you're slowly bringing a little more of your back off the floor. So you're doing this in a very mindful way. Learning more about how we have all these vertebrae in our backs, which allows for a lot of movement. But sometimes we don't get into much flexion or extension. We're kind of staying in one position. So here we're just going up a little bit higher. Try not to drop your hips like that, but keep your glutes active and pushing up. And when you come down, try and come down as slowly as when you're going up. And we'll do one more round like that. And this time, just see how far up you can lift your hips off the floor, your back coming off the floor. And notice how you have to use your glutes a little bit more. And slowly lower back down. Hug your knees into your chest and begin to rock forward and back. Trying to keep your back rounded so you get a little massage on your back. And rock up to seated. Take your rolled up blanket, place it across your mat. And we're going to lie down with the bottom tips of the shoulders on the blanket roll. So the top of the shoulders will be off the floor. We'll just settle down there. Now, if this is too much for you, you can either unroll your blanket or you can put a little bit of a pillow underneath your head. Either bring your arms out to the side or in a cactus position, or you could even bring them straight over your head. The idea here is we're opening up the upper back. Your legs can be straight or your knees can be bent. And focus on your inhales and your exhales with your eyes closed. And even to see if you can make your exhales a little bit longer than the inhales. Notice the feeling of the bottom tip of your shoulder blades pressing up into your back, how that opens up across your chest. And notice if your breath becomes a little more full without much effort. And then just think of relaxing and letting go. But we want to practice bringing our back into more of a neutral position rather than rounded, or even a little bit of a back bend. So our thoracic spine has all the ribs attached to it, which doesn't allow as much movement in flexion and extension as we can get in our lumbar spine. our low back and our cervical spine, our neck. But it shouldn't be stiff and totally rigid either. We're trying to find the balance. And slowly roll to your side. Move the blanket out of the way. Remember that feeling of the blanket roll pressing your shoulder blades forward. And we'll come onto our forearms and our knees and begin to do some cat-cows. So sink your belly down, lift your tailbone up and press your chest forward, lift your chin up. Then push into the floor and round your spine. And just see how much curve you can bring into your back on the inhale in cow pose and how much rounding you can bring into your back on the exhales. Now come up onto your left hand, keep your right forearm down. We're doing some twisted cat-cows. So keep that same movement going in your spine. And come up onto your right hand, so you're doing cat-cows on your hands and knees. And bring your left forearm down, keep the right arm straight. So we're doing a twisted cat-cow, twisting to the right. Nice, come back to center, coming onto your hands and knees, and just move your spine around in like a spontaneous way. Come back to neutral, stretch your left leg back, push into your big toe mound and lift up through your belly. And float the left leg up, float the right arm forward. Reach out through your right fingers and back through your left toes. On an exhale, bend your elbow, touch your elbow to your knee, and try and keep your foot high rather than low. And stretch forward again. Exhale, hug in and lift. Inhale, stretch forward and reach. A couple more times on your own, going at your own pace. And bring your right hand down, bring your left foot down, reach your left arm up, lift up through your rib cage and reach your left fingers towards the floor. Now your toes can be more in a line with your knee, which is a little bit harder, or they can be out to the side, which is a little bit easier. So you decide. And then lift your arm and leg up and lower down and reach. Inhale, left arm, left leg up. Exhale, reach. One more time. Inhale, leg up and reach and come back into your tabletop. Again, move around here. And stretch your right leg back, lifting up through the ribs, even engaging your glutes. So when you pull your leg up, it can't go up any further unless you sink your hips, but we want to keep the hips lifted. Reach your left arm forward. And exhale, touch your elbow to your knee. Inhale, reach forward and back. Exhale, hug in and tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug in. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug in. Now bring your left hand down. Stretch your right leg behind you. You can adjust your left foot. Reach your right arm up and over, lifting up through the ribs. And bring your arm and leg up and lower down and reach. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower and reach. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower and reach. Bring your hands down. Walk your hands forward, tuck your toes, and press up into downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale forward to plank and hold here. Lower your knees down, lower your forearms down, and walk your feet back into a forearm plank. Keep your glutes nice and active. So you get a little lift from your glutes and from hugging your legs in, hugging your arms in. You can always lower your knees down, which makes it a little bit easier. And lower your hips down, coming into Sphinx pose. Squeeze your left heel towards your left glute, and then straighten your leg. And squeeze. If you get a little cramp, then just back off. But see if you can squeeze enough to feel your hamstrings getting activated. Keep a little bit of a lift of your belly off the floor so your glutes are engaging. The next time you squeeze in, turn to look at your foot, reach back for your foot. And you can bring your hands over your toes. You give your toes a little extra stretch. Then you could kick your foot back into your hand. Press your thigh into the floor. You can control the intensity of the stretch in this way. And release your foot. Same thing other side. So squeeze your heel in first, and then release. Squeeze in, and release. Squeeze in. This time turn to find your foot. Try and stretch out the top of your toes, and as you push your foot back, resist with your hand. Push your thigh forward. And you can give yourself a little massage by a little rocking side to side. And release your foot. Bring your hands back down by your sides. Press your feet into the floor. Rise up into your cobra. Open up. And exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Inhale, rise up, open up. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Come back up onto your hands and knees in tabletop. Bring your right hand behind your back and twist to your right, working from the rib cage. And then just release your arms straight up and begin to circle your arm. Next time your arm comes down, reach it across over to the left. And you can straighten your left arm and your left leg if you want. And bring your left hand back, your left knee back, and twist open to the right again. Bring your right hand down, bring your left hand behind your back, open up to the twist. And reach your arm up and begin to circle. Next time your arms come down, thread it underneath your right arm. And if you want, you could straighten your right arm and your right leg, or you could bring your hand behind your back. Unthread your arm, coming back into your twist. Lower your hands down and just, again, move your spine all around. And come to a seated position, and we'll just do a few twists to kind of finish up with this practice today. So bring your arms into a cactus position. Imagine that blanket pressing the bottom tips of your shoulders forward, and then find a little bit of a posterior tilt. We're going to twist to the left, but not by reaching with the right arm. So try and keep your arms in the same position and get into your deep core muscles to find that twist. Inhale back to center, and exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale back to center, exhale, twist. Inhale to center, exhale, twist. Inhale back to center, interlace your fingers and reach your palms up. Draw your low ribs in. Take a big breath in, and exhale, release your arms down by your sides. So I wanted to keep this short, so it's something that you could do if you just have like 10 minutes to kind of warm your body up. And I hope you feel really good, ready for your day, or ready for whatever you're going to do next. And I would love to hear from you. If you could leave a comment below, hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends, and see you again soon. Bye.